On March 29th, 2018, after more than 6 years of operation and countless battles between the ISA and the Helghast, the online servers for Killzone 2 and Killzone 3 will be decommissioned. The single player campaign for both games will remain accessible, but the online play and related functionality will no longer work. As we near the end of the online lifecycle for Killzone 2 and Killzone 3, we'd like to express how grateful we are for all the support and feedback we received from the community over the last 8 years. Your enthusiasm is what drove us to hone our craft and grow as a studio. We hope you enjoyed playing Killzone 2 and 3 online as much as we did creating them. It seems like the grim day is here where the Helghast has finally won, but not in the way we want it. The Killzone servers are finally being taken offline for Killzone 2 and 3. I heard Killzone 2 is not even active as far as multiplayer goes, so maybe now's the time to get those last matches in. I'm going to have some celebration streams in mind for Killzone 3 streams, so be on the lookout for that. I thoroughly enjoyed Killzone 3 multiplayer. Now granted, Killzone 3 is not a perfect game. I'm pretty sure anyone could tell you this. Anyone from any walk of life could tell you that Killzone 3 multiplayer is not perfect. I really hated the fact that your medic class could have a self-reviving drone at any point and you could pick yourself up and pick someone off who killed you. Now this was changed in Killzone Shadowfall, where it's easier to destroy the medic drone as well as kill the teammate around the person, so it's a lot more easier to deal with. Killzone Shadowfall, people could die a little bit more easier in that game compared to Killzone 3 in my opinion, but I enjoyed both multiplayers. I think I picked up Killzone Shadowfall, I picked up Killzone Mercenary, I picked up Killzone HD Collection, so I am a huge Killzone fan. I love the series. A lot of people were turned off by the slogans that was created by fans, you know, this is going to be the Halo killer, and I think Killzone 1 not meeting that expectation really put a bad stain on the Killzone record, not to mention the fact that Killzone 1 wasn't that great of a game. I haven't played Killzone 2, but apparently Killzone 2 is the apex of the series. I'm looking forward to playing the multiplayer of that at least, and maybe I can see if I can get some multiplayer matches in, since of course the servers are being decommissioned, so this might be the final chance to get some online matches in. I will be doing some celebration streams whenever I can, just to throw that out there if I haven't already mentioned it once again. And I wonder what is going to happen to the future of the Killzone games that are definitely online now, like Killzone Shadowfall. I mean, it's funny that a lot of people go back and play Shadowfall, and I find Shadowfall to be just, it's okay. It's okay multiplayer at best. It's serviceable, but it's something that I just can't see myself coming back to way too often. So it makes me wonder what is going to be for the future. Are they going to shut down Shadowfall and Mercenary? I haven't had the chance to play Mercenary either, but from the single player alone, that game is something to behold. I recommend picking it up if you are a fan of the PlayStation Vita. Anyway, Killzone multiplayer, my experience, like I said, Killzone 3, they have some broken perks here or there. The engineer class felt a little bit too inconsequential to me because I didn't see any reason of using it for myself, but I'm not going to lie, I did run with that broken field medic class because sometimes you might want to troll. Who wouldn't want to say, hey guy, you just shot the fuck out of me back there 2 minutes ago. I'm going to get the fuck back up and I'm going to do a Colombian necktie on your ass just because you didn't destroy the field medic drone. I'm glad they fixed that in later games, like I said, but Killzone has some fun modes. I mean, there was the one mode where you have to capture the objective points. There's these big over-the-top bombastic cutscenes, and I thought that was also a nice addition to the Killzone formula over just having the standard team deathmatch, capture the flag, capture the points, the objective. I thought that having these set pieces where You and the ISA, the Hellgas, the ISA are really fighting for supremacy. Sometimes you might have to man a particular point. Sometimes you might have to do something that's totally different. It was like a big team objective with a giant cutscene at the end, and it really signified victory for your other team. I forgot what the mode was called, but I remember that. I enjoyed it. I also remember running I forgot what class it was, but I remember the cloak where you could run around invisible. That was pretty cool to get stealth kills on. I also ran that class a lot in Killzone Shadowfall, so I like to be a sneaky little fucker. I like to get behind people and just stab them in the cloak because I thought it was so fucking hilarious that they didn't see me there, but I just tapped my keyboard by accident because I'm so fucking excited. Going back on memory, Killzone 3 did have that leveling up system, which pretty much could be seen as something unique or something annoying. I think it could be a blend of both if you look at it as, you know, I don't like perks. I like just solid gun-on-gun multiplayer, and I'm that type of person that doesn't like all this introduction of second chances and shit like that. I can understand players who have that mindset, but I enjoy Killzone 3. Leveling up to level 3 gets you more perks, items, weapons, abilities, and it was fun to play through for the time that I had the game. I really want to go back and try all the other games when I get the opportunity to do so. I also am working on an opinion piece of the future of Killzone and what they are going to do after Horizon. Maybe Guerrilla Games wants to walk that line of continued success with Horizon Zero Dawn and make a sequel, or they could make something really quickly, slap it together, and make a Killzone multiplayer that's modern and plays better than Killzone Shadowfall. They could pull it off. I mean, they have games that's popular these days that are multiplats like PUBG and Overwatch, so I'm pretty sure they could slap that together. But in the video, I go into detail about the project before Horizon Zero Dawn that was going to tie into the Killzone universe. Stay tuned for that. It's a good opinion piece. My experience with Killzone has been fun. Just utter fun. Killzone was such an exhilarating breath of fresh air online because I like the whole slower pace of Killzone 3. Now granted, you can get easily destroyed. There is a learning curve, but it's not too steep. It's not comparable to something like a twitch shooter like Call of Duty, where if you see a guy in like maybe a second, you're dead. Titanfall 2 is also a pure example of this. Twitch shooter, you see a guy immediately, you don't get the drop on him, you're dead. Pilots versus pilots resonates with this, and I love Titanfall 2. It's a great game, undermined by its publisher, put to pasture on the same day as Battlefield 1, led to be cannibalized because EA sucks. I don't know what the future of Killzone holds. Every game just wants to be like Call of Duty or Overwatch. But the first-person shooter genre is always ripe for innovation, just like any other genre. As long as they have the willpower to push forward, I believe they can still make interesting games, even if it seems oversaturated. I believe that Call of Duty 4 jump-started everything. That game was a masterpiece, and it was a first-person shooter, a series that already had a long-lasting iteration of games behind it. I believe that they can do something with the formula, with Killzone, if they make it interesting. I would like to see a new Killzone game, but maybe Sony should buck the fuck up and bring it back. Who knows? I know they have the green light projects anyway, so that might be some of the reason behind it. We have Killzone being led to the wolves now because the servers are offline, and now we also have requests of people wanting Resistance Fall of Man to come back, and both of those servers, Resistance and Killzone, they're being shut down in certain areas. So it makes it suck, man. It sucks really bad that we cannot go back and play some of these old PS3 games online anymore because we're moving forward. We already have the PS4. And it just sucks that we can't go back and enjoy this stuff, these multiplayer sessions that made the experience everlasting. Sometimes I really don't care about the new stuff. Sometimes I want to go back and play old school Uncharted. Sometimes I want to go back and play the older games, not online. Maybe I want to play single player or something. So people work differently, and I hope that maybe in the future we could get more continuations, because I think that's the only way that we are going to enjoy our online endeavors with more first-party games from more first-party studios on the PS4. So at least I'm glad for that. At least I'm glad that Guerrilla, despite Guerrilla Cambridge being shut down, they are still around, they are still active, and they are still making games. There's a good sign at the end of the tunnel. This is Renegade Operative signing off. Also Insomniac, they also are still making games. They're making Spider-Man for the PS4, and I think that's gonna be lit. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed my gaming news video of the Killzone servers being decommissioned. I will see you sometime later. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.